Hey there, welcome everyone. Today we have Kunal. Finally, we are doing this collaboration. I'm so happy to have him here. Kunal is pretty famous in the world of tech Twitter. Yeah, at least for me. For me, you're super famous. And how are you? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. Always looking forward to collaborate with like-minded folks, and great work on your channel. And I see you also active on Twitter. And in my community, I always say like be active on Twitter. You can meet some amazing folks. It's like I met you, Eddie, and so many other nice people. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about DevOps stuff and community stuff today. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, so let's get started. And please tell me a bit more about yourself because I'm super curious.
So about me, I am a student. I graduate next year, as you already know. I'm from India, New Delhi, the capital of India, and yeah, that's pretty much about like my life. I was born in 1999, and yeah, I I got started with computer science right from my college. So many people ask, "Hey, have you been coding since you were a child?" Then the answer is no. I seriously started programming in my college. I started college in 2018, so I'm in my fourth year right now, and I'm pursuing bachelor's in computer science and engineering from IP Universities College Maharaja Agrawal. It's a not that good college. Yeah, I'm an open source enthusiast. I started contributing to open source since my freshman year. End of my freshman year, I started with the Kubernetes Java client. If you want to check out my open source contributions in that project, often people ask it. Everything is available on GitHub. I made like I think 20, 30 PRs in my Google Summer of Code period. So during that time, I felt like, okay, the code I'm writing is actually being used by a lot of people. And the contribution that I made was actually also like the project I was contributing to was also mentioned at KubeCon. So it felt really nice.
Nice.
Other than
Awesome.
that, yeah, I mean, other than that, I just then started doing community work, and then pandemic hit, and I started teaching, and then I started my YouTube channel like in August, and here we are. Yeah, I work at Sivo right now. So you can Sivo is a cloud native service provider. You can launch a Kubernetes cluster in an average time of 55 seconds, pretty fast, and I'm focusing on simplicity. And so there's a like nice little plug over there. But if you want to check it out, if you want to learn Kubernetes, you can check out sivo.com/academy.
Yeah, and to be honest, I want to make this interview just to know a little bit more each other. Next time we will talk less and act more. So first of all, let's know a little bit more because I've been interested because I jumped in one of your like streams and that looked pretty interesting. Okay, so this was a very good introduction just to have an idea. And I see that you put a lot of effort in what you do. So I have a question about the niche that you have chosen because this is also my niche. So I'm also pretty much in the DevOps world. So why DevOps? Is there a special reason? Of course, we do other stuff, but I see that a lot of content you do is related to to DevOps. So why? Why
Yeah,
DevOps?
I tried various things in my high school in my college. I tried web dev, I tried mobile development, machine learning, DevOps, and things like that. So my first open source contribution was in a DevOps related field. It was a Kubernetes Java client by Red Hat middleware. And ever since then, like with CNCF and in Kubernetes contributing, that's sort of how my journey started. And I have gotten roles like um, I got roles. So my journey with DevOps started with open source, to be quite frank, and then I started mentoring in DevOps programs like open source programs like Google Summer of Code and stuff. I was a mentor for Red Hat middleware in the same project in which I was a contributor. So that's sort of how my journey started. To answer your question, why DevOps? I don't know. I had to pick something for my career. I chose DevOps because it was interesting, and I it was like a new field. And Kubernetes most like it, it's not that old, the tech, right? It was just like donated to CNCF by Google, I think, in 2014. So lots of opportunities. If you just Google right now the job opportunities in the DevOps space, you will find quite a lot. So I think like as a safe career path as well. That is also why I chose it. But the main reason for me was the passion behind it. Like I really enjoyed the field. I really enjoyed learning. And one more reason is has been the community. I personally love the cloud native community, the CNCF Foundation, and for example, I got to meet folks from around the world at KubeCon in 2019 in San Diego. And now we are such a huge we are, all of the people together, right, are a huge part of the CNCF ecosystem, and the support I've gotten has been tremendous. So I started the KubeCon like the student track with the help of Bill. So huge shout out to Bill. And now you can see that the CFP is open for KubeCon Europe, and over there you can see that there's a special student track. So we made that happen. That's how supportive these people are, right? You have an idea, you pitch in, they make it happen, right? I started the official CNCF students community. So we conduct so many events. We're doing Cloud Native Hackathon. So this is why I love this community. Like everyone has a voice, and we're doing big things, for the students, because this is what the CNCF was also focusing on. Like who is going to maintain these projects after people have retired or whatever a few years down the line. They need the new folks joining the community, more younger people joining the community. So to be quite frank, yeah, passion. I enjoyed working. I got opportunities in this field. I'm good at this field. That's also one of the reasons, and it's also fun, to work in this field. Overall, it has been a good journey, but my journey has just started. I'm a student, and yeah,
Is DevOps tough?
it depends on person to person. So if you don't have interest, you will maybe find it tough or boring. If you are interested, then you're gonna love it. So I think like not just DevOps, in any field you are going. If you are passionate about it, if you are having fun learning, because learning should never stop. Today we are using K8s. A few years down the line, who knows, right? But one thing that is, change is inevitable, but the learning should never stop, right? So
I love that.
it's up to you. Like try it out. If you like it, sure. If you don't,
Um,
then there's plenty of other things to do.
exactly. I think it's as asking like if CSS is tough or not. It depends if you like
Yeah, for
that
example,
or
I
not.
hate CSS.
Okay,
I
we are on the same
for
boat.
so for me CSS is very tough, because I don't find interest in doing it. But people are like, Kunal, your website looks pretty nice or whatever. Or when you were teaching, I also taught development previously. You taught it in a very good way, or you were teaching CSS and stuff. Yeah, that's fine, but I don't enjoy doing it. I don't have fun doing front end. I hate it.
Exactly. And usually when you don't like something, you are not super good at that because you don't do that. So we have a pretty basic questions, but I like that people they jump into these live streams because just to get started.
Mm.
So the most basic question that can come up in my mind. So what is DevOps, sir?
But also just a set of practices, right? It's just combining your software and your you know um, the operations. Like you have the development phase where you're like building applications or whatever, and then you're making sure that the changes that you're making are not breaking, and then there's the operation cycle in it. So basically it's a set of practices. It's not like a role. So the idea is that so for example, an open source project, for example, it's like never complete, right? You see that open source projects, they get they keep getting like new versions and stuff. So for example, you already have, let's say there's a project and you're contributing to it, and you make a change in the code sample, right? Now you're like, hey, I made these changes, can you please merge these changes? Now the person is going to be like, okay, how are we so sure that the changes after merging are not going to break these existing changes, right? So there needs to be like this continuous feedback whenever you like merge your change or whatever, like the real time like communication part. Okay, so for example, you make a change, and it in a big repository, when you make a change, it will run some CI/CD checks, pipeline checks. So if there's all turn green, your PR will be merged. Okay, so that's basically how it happens. Then your project will be like then deployed. For that you use tools like Docker and K8s and things like that. And then you basically monitor your changes. So you monitor like, hey, how many people are using my application, what are the load, what is the load on this server or whatever, and if there's any service that went down. So basically the monitoring part you can have, you can use tools like Thanos or Prometheus or Grafana or whatever things like that. And then you give your continuous feedback to your team, and then you plan for the next version of your application, and then you build on top of that, right? So you can use build tools like we use like version control system, like Git is there, GitLab is there, Docker is there, and things like that. And then you do another, you make a PR, you make a change. So this entire life cycle thing is sort of like the set of practices which we call like DevOps. So if you're talking about what a DevOps engineer like knows or understands, like with the roles. So DevOps itself is not like a role. It's more like a set of practices. So we talk about DevOps, we talk about like SREs and stuff. So all these things like the CI/CD stuff, configuration management, for example. Version control is pretty basic stuff, but yeah, infrastructure as code. Talking about Kubernetes and containers and things like that, monitoring, logging, testing, things like that. Yeah, that's sort of like a general overview.
Yeah, perfect. I think that this can also sound intimidating. Maybe if someone tries to check that, there is that famous table somewhere with all the technologies in the DevOps. I don't know if you ever shared that.
The CNCF landscape.
Exactly, and that's pretty intimidating if you check that. But we should see this as a good thing, that there are many tools and you can choose. There are also many different languages, but then you have to choose just some of them.
No,
Just the
no one
ones.
knows all the tools.
I think that the tools, they grow at a faster rate than we can ever learn. So, so yes. This is interesting. Any prerequisites for DevOps course? Very good question.
For my course, none, because I want to make sure that even beginners can join. But in general, if you're speaking about it, then yeah, just basics of like obviously Linux, right? So how the Linux commands, Linux file system, permissions, things like that. Other than that, uh, obviously networking, how the internet works, IP addresses, basic networking commands and things like that. After that, just jump into containers and you're good to go. Just keep learning. And by the way, when we're talking about learning, then get in hands-on approach is crucial when we talk about DevOps. So you can dockerize, like apply these practices on your own applications, or you can use something like katakoda.com that provides scenarios that you can work with.
Yeah. So while you are waiting, if you miss some of these prerequisites, you can get ready for this course, right? This would be a good idea. Nice. Can you also talk about the links and maybe how your DevOps career now is also related to developer advocacy?
Yeah, so developer advocacy, a developer advocate is like a developer's best friend, right? So there are a lot of names and there are a little bit tiny of differences, but I think it overlaps in a lot of places. So when you talk about technical evangelism, developer relations, developer advocacy, or things like that. So if you're talking about developer advocacy, I learned about this from Kai, with whom I work with at Civo. He's also a developer advocate. So there's two strands to it. One is the outward developer advocacy, and one is the inward developer advocacy. So outward basically means that you're at a conference and you're outreaching your product, like, hey, you should use this. You can use, this is how we are trying to solve the problem. And for example, my role as a developer advocate, creating content, working on documentation. And people ask, do developer advocates code? Yes, we do. We do coding part as well. So it's not like it's like a really good balance between the people skills and the technical skills. So obviously technical skills are required. It's not like a marketing sort of a role. So you need to have hands-on coding experience or whatever. And yeah, at least in my role and many people that I have worked with, yeah, it's important, and we do get to do quite a lot of it. So yeah, I mean, just outreaching the product and making sure, like giving and receiving feedback and all these other things. But the second thing is inward developer advocacy. So every single these companies, they have like developers and employees and stuff who work on the product, or the team behind the product. So communicating it with them, like everything is not like 100% perfect. So communicating with them, like, hey, we have received this feedback, maybe we'd like to implement this, we'd like to try this, and just connecting the dots. So that's that one person, like a developer advocate. It's like the person that sits between the outside, the outreach of the company, and the inside inward reach of the company as well. So that's mostly what the role is about. Working closely with the teams, outreaching the product, and trying to see like how you can uh, outreach the product to more and more developers and solve their problems. As I mentioned, developer advocacy is a developer's best friend. But yeah, if you love content creation, if you love documentation writing, and if you love the domain in which you're in a developer advocate, be that DevOps or web dev or ML or whatever. So yeah, but I mean, you can see there's so many developer advocates, like at even at TensorFlow. I know, like Jason is there, and uh, so many people in cloud native who are doing all these amazing things. So yeah, it's definitely an amazing field. I'm loving it. I get to travel a lot. I get to meet people from around the world, and yeah, it's fun. I get to learn a lot every day.
How much months it takes to grab an offer like yours? I don't know
Okay.
if he's talking about an offers.
Yeah. I think like it's a very vague question, like how much time it takes. It's not like a fixed time. If you have a good profile, if you know what you're doing, if you enjoy your work, and if you're able to, you just network with people and work hard and have something to showcase, I think you should not be having a problem getting such remote offers or whatever. But yeah, obviously I cannot put like a number on that. Like, okay, you will definitely get a job after these many months. No, just it depends on how much efforts you're putting in. How much efforts you put in, that you'll get back that much.
Yeah, I always share this. I'll be super fast, but I've been rejected for an interview as an almost free internship, and that day I thought that was very bad for me, and I started also to doubt myself. After some months, I started to work for the European Space Agency. So being rejected in that interview, it has been one of the best days of my life. So don't think that the reaction is something
Yeah,
bad. Maybe they're
the
just finding
reaction
another
stuff is like,
person. Yeah.
I am a huge believer in like whatever happens for a reason. So I actually like I got reached out for an internship at Red Hat California in my second year of college, but then they were like, you are too young and we don't really like, we love your profile. They conducted an interview as well and everything was nice, but then they were like, try to reach out next year or whatever. But that was like a good thing because then I got introduced to MLH fellowship and stuff. And when COVID thing happened and my Google offer was revoked, then also I was like, okay, this is a good thing because then I was introduced to Sivo, and now I think like I am saying no to opportunities like every month now because I really love working at Sivo. So I think like whatever happened for good. I ended up at a very amazing company, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yes, and sometimes yeah, it's not about you. Maybe they are looking for maybe they don't know. The managers say that this is stupid in my opinion, but they've decided this, so I don't know why even they contacted you. But okay, how was DevOps for you in the beginning? For me, it was very bad. I don't know for you.
Yeah, lots of learning experiences. I yeah, learned a lot and asked a lot of questions, got stuck a lot. Yeah, just get start and learn on the go. It's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just maybe start small, starting with something that you have, and I'll say that yeah, maybe you need to make practice in DevOps. Okay, the theory is important. I love math, for example. I need to check some of your DSA videos. Sometimes I check them. People they share them. So one day I'll go and I'll check them because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. DevOps versus this is interesting. Maybe DevOps versus Fullstack, which is better. This is a nice title for a catchy video. Maybe one day I'll make this.
It's not a this or that question. Um, I do both, but my role right now is DevOps. So I think it's dependent on interest, to be quite frank. If you're talking about opportunities, tons of opportunities in both.
So about your community, because I see that now you're also, I don't know, you are the founder of the community. Can you talk about the community and also how this is related to the other activities? I see that we have something in common, that we do a lot of stuff. So both of us. So how do you connect? Because when you have many activities, you have to connect them. I have also my community, the developer advocacy, the DevOps, the videos, the live streams, and Twitter, which is half of my day. So yeah, how is your community, and yeah, what's the idea?
The idea is simple. Like in India, three things are very messed up. One is education, second is mentorship, and third is hiring. So that's what I'm trying to fix, and I'm trying to do it like for free. So I'm not charging. People have fixed it already. There are some amazing tech startups who are fixing it, but they're charging a lot of money for it, and I want to do it for free. So that's basically the community. Right now, I'm focusing more on content, then I'll focus on the mentorship part, and then I'll focus on the hiring part. The mentorship and hiring part will go like side by side. I've already collaborated with a lot of companies and communities and stuff. So huge plans will come once I am done with the content part. So around next year, February or something, I'll be doing something for the hiring and mentorship part. So basically, I'm going to do exclusively things for students who don't get any opportunities on campus, right? So in India, we have the tier system of colleges. So tier one colleges are like pretty amazing, in which like Google and Facebook, like, which now Meta and all these other big companies directly recruit students from these colleges. Some colleges don't get this advantage, so I want to help those people. So anything I do, it won't be open to all. It will only be open to tier 3 colleges. Tier 1 college students will not be eligible to take part in these initiatives at all. So, and I will give these people opportunities that many tier 1 college students dream of, because with open source and remote work, you can easily make an amazing living and work life balance. And no one really cares what college you are from. No one really cares what branch you are from in remote work and things. If you can code, if you can do what you claim you can do, you got the job, right? That's how it works. So that's what I want to do for the community. I want to focus on tier 3 students, because tier 1 students already have their future sorted, but tier 3 students do not.
Shuban is asking about package differentiation, software developer versus DevOps engineer. Another catchy title, so I'll
Hmm.
write this down.
Well, again, like it depends on company. If you're talking about a software developer at a really big FANG type company outside India, they pay quite a lot. Google pays like 6 digits or whatever, and in DevOps as well, you get quite a lot. Again, depends on company to company. So, if you want to be successful either in software development or DevOps, yeah, you can be successful in both. Pick anything you like, do what you love. Packages are like not dependent on these fields per se, but the companies and the role itself.
Nice. So, which are your future plans? So now, when you will get better, because so I see that you are, for example, for the community or for advocacy. Is there something that is going to happen in the next months? Let's say we are about at the end of 2021. This year really it flew. So yes, something interesting that is going to happen either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be launching courses, and we have the Cloud Native Hackathon. So we have prizes more than 12,000 US dollars. So we are giving away in prizes like the new MacBooks, iPhone 13 Pro, iPads, PlayStation 5, Air Jordans, um,
I see
a
a lot
lot
of
more
Air
stuff.
Jordan's pictures.
Yeah.
I see a lot of them. Yeah, nice.
So it's like the hackathon is great, and other than that, I'm planning many in-person events outside India, internationally. So we'll be doing. I don't want to ruin anything. I'm just planning a lot more things, so please stay tuned. But for now, for the next 2 months, I'm just going to focus on content. After that, I'll launch new initiatives. But yeah, do check out the Cloud Native Hackathon. You can take part next month. It's starting on 9th December. You can register it right now. Already 2,000 people have registered. Yeah.
Nice. So this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Nice. Nice. Kunal, can we make a conclusion, a wrap up? Usually, I give the opportunity to give a final message to the people that are in the streams, and also they will watch this after this. So yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So since the topic was DevOps, definitely it's an amazing field to get into. if it is for you or not. Just try it out and you'll know. If it's for you, then great. If it's not, then there are plenty of other opportunities. Other than that, just get involved. Get involved in the community. Join Twitter. Twitter is great. You can meet a lot of amazing folks, and just learn on the go. You don't need to be like perfect in order to contribute. So yeah, just learn on the go and hope for the best. And definitely, like, there are plenty of jobs for everyone. So don't worry, in DevOps at least. And join the Discord community. Subscribe to Francisco's channel, and just if you're watching this stream, you're already there. Like, you know, taking part in any opportunity you get. So we also hold like Twitter Spaces sessions and stuff. So you can join that, and just yeah, take a shot at every opportunity. If you miss, then don't worry. Try another one and learn from your mistakes.
Perfect. Really loved this. I like. To be honest, I love the very natural come out. You don't have like some people they have like a monologue. I don't have that. I usually just say what I have in my mind. So I love your style. I love what you do. I admire what you do, and I probably stay other 10 minutes saying compliments. But this is I think that I see your effort. If you are a content creator, you can understand the effort that you can make. So thank you for jumping on this live stream, even if you're not totally recovered. So I really appreciate this. We are
All
done
right.
for
Thanks, everyone.
today, sadly, and so
Bye.
see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.